few minutes, a few points. Might sound too good to be true, but it's not. I've been teaching the exam for the last 10 years and have coached thousands of students. And what I've seen over this time, I'm going to share with you on these videos. The more you watch, the higher your score is going to go. So enjoy. Like our videos. So first, we're going to start by looking at absolutely essential ACT punctuation skills and skills that will also be very useful on the mechanics section in the SAT exam. Those are the comma, the semicolon, and the colon. So we'll cover these three separately. You need to know how they all function individually. All right, so the ever so confusing comma. And the reason it is a little more confusing than all the rest is that it has three main uses, not just one. So I'm going to teach them as one being after a time period, two to be used in a parenthetical clause, and three, and most commonly used between a dependent and independent clause. Some of these will overlap at times, but I'm going to teach all three so that however you understand them, you'll understand different ways to use them. So right here, after a time period, they might look like they do in example 1 or 2, as you can see there, and you'll have a complete or dependent clause after the time period as well, okay? Our next example is in the parenthetical clause. Another way to look at these is a non-essential clause. So I put the whole non-essential or parentheticals in orange. You should be able to slide them out of the sentence and the sentence will stand on its own. So for like in example 1, the hikers grew weak. In example 2, the leader of Manila, even though born in India, was received as a local. Okay, the most commonly way that they're going to be used, and these were also many of our previous examples naturally did form independent clauses. So you've got a few examples here you can pause and take a look at. Fanboys words highlighted in pink, but you'll also notice that when you work with fanboys, you naturally have a dependent and an independent clause as well. So go ahead and take a look over those, take your time, and when you feel like you've processed those, we'll move on to looking at the elusive semicolon. Really, all you need to know about the semicolon is that it functions exactly like a period, except your second sentence won't be capitalized. But otherwise, it's two independent clauses. Don't ever forget that. They have to function independently on their own, and they'll never make you choose between a period and a semicolon because they're both equally valid. And then lastly, the colon, and there's usually one example for sure on every ACT. Sometimes it'll show up on the SAT as well. Basically, in a nutshell, it should be replacing the words for example. Examples 1 and 2, you can drill down on those and make sure they make sense. If you understand the examples, that's really all you need to know for most of the mechanics on the test. That will essentially cover you for probably up to 10 points on your ACT, so well worth knowing.